The investigation of the Integrity Commission into his statutory declaration is now complete. Why? Why do I say so?
It's the laws that we have put in place. It's the laws that we have put in place. It's the laws that we have put in place.
Everything never left. Government badness and jewelness.
The Integrity Commission is urging the Parliament of Jamaica to support the referral of the Director of Investigations, to support that report being submitted to the FID for further investigation. I'm satisfied in my mind that the Parliament has no such authority. There is nothing in the Constitution, in the laws, and certainly not in the standing orders of the Parliament that would authorize the Parliament to refer or support the referral of any member to any agency for investigation. Indeed,
the report into the Prime Minister's statutory declaration has been tabled in the Parliament.
Me rascal, me I tell you wickedness can't done.
The investigation into the Prime Minister's statutory declaration is therefore now complete.
Argument done.
119, I know how easy boy you see me in this country, you know. When you think 119 a quashi in this country, let me tell you what the grapevine is whispering to me. I have to ask these pertinent questions. Was it a domestic dispute at the Prime Minister's residence? Was there a big fight going on at the residence of the Prime Minister?
Pack your bags, put in your clothes and your belongings, because you can't stay as Prime Minister of Jamaica, because the international reputation of Jamaica is important, and you have, by allowing these allegations, brought Jamaica into disrepute.
And or is designate for the purpose of answering questions concerning the investigation. So this is clear. This is now beyond doubt that he knew from August 18, 2023.
And they're smart. You understand me? Them they are Parliament with 14 and we are 49. I come like a them are 49. You understand me? Right? And we have to make sure that it not continue.
Eternal Father, I come acknowledging that we have sinned against the people of Jamaica. We have sinned against our fellow man. We have sinned against our family members and relatives. We have sinned against our neighbors, strangers and visitors. We have sinned against the children, the youth and the unborn. We have sinned against the poor and the weak and the elderly and the sick. We have sinned against the free and the imprisoned. We have sinned against those in the care of the state, including the children, the mentally ill, the elderly, the prisoners and others. We repent, O God, of all our sins committed against these and all persons, local and international, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Now, bless upon yourself again, my viewers and my subscribers, and I just want to say thanks again for tuning in to another hot topic discussion and review. Now, today's update is about the Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his statutory declaration and all type of incident which seems to be happening around the Prime Minister, as whereas there has been some type of BOMB scare at him out. We also have it from, as you see from the start of the video, where Andrew Holness make a confession, because one thing, you know, every man have a conscience. Now, Mr. Andrew Holness, as the world have seen, your time as Jamaica Prime Minister has come to an end, and there is no way we, the Jamaican people, with everything was unfolding, we can no longer accept you as our leader, and we asking you with all kindness, honesty, and no disrespect to give us, the Jamaican people, that respect. Show some dignity. Show us where you say, you is a man, you shame easily, you have pride. This is shameful on you. You can hear the pain in my voice when I said, Mr. Holiness, you embarrass yourself, your family, your kids, your wife, your mother, and most of all, the entire Jamaica. And I'm telling you, if you don't step down, you're gonna push the Jamaican people them to march in thousands and millions up to Jamaican House seeking your resignation. And this march is not a PNP march. It's a march for justice.
We need justice! Justice! We need justice! We need...
Now welcome back to another Exclusive for Life. Now blessing goes out to all my viewers and all my subbies, all my well wishers. Like, share, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Coming up in today's topic and review.
Every day carrying bucket to the well. One day the bucket but the must drop out. Everything fresh, Lord. Whoa, yeah. He said, look here now.
The Prime Minister training in case he gotta go to jail.
God Almighty, this looks serious, man.
Government badness and jewelness. Government badness and jewelness. Me not.
Done well.
Pull up our 20 Matic.
As international peacekeeping mission began to take shape, it became clear that the gangs would not go down without a fight. Sharizia, known for his fiery rhetoric, quickly issued a series of direct threats against Jamaica and Belize, warning them against their involvement in the mission.
Now, speaking of Haiti, I have a small report of some of the updates of what's going on in Haiti. I still haven't found out if any Jamaican soldiers have been hurt as yet. But however, I have a report where Barbecue sent a serious threat to Mr. Andrew Holiness, Jamaica former Prime Minister. Mr. Barbecue, may I make it clear? I'm our Prime Minister, our former Prime Minister, because him just there just a itch up. But we soon evict him. You understand? So please, it's a send threat. Just no say Andrew Holiness you send threat to. Please just say we not in a war with your brother, because we not kill no black people. You understand? Because it's a shame. If you say, you know what I mean, Babylon release the chain, but them and use them braids. Ain't you look at all of these soldiers, you know. Ain't time me look, me say a black man, I use them, use to kill black man. Now, Mr. Prime Minister, I have a lot on my mind to say to you, but you know what, don't get too personal, I'm gonna keep it professional. Now, here we have some updates on what's going on in Haiti. Let's start with this one.
Jamaica, a close neighbor of Haiti, became the second country to join the mission, sending 20 soldiers and 4 police officers. Jamaica's contribution is part of a broader pledge to deploy a total of 170 soldiers and 30 police officers. Alongside Jamaica, 2 senior military officers from Belize were also sent to support the peacekeeping mission, represent a united front in the effort to dismantle Haiti's powerful gangs. As international peacekeeping mission began to take shape, it became clear that the gangs would not go down without a fight. Sharizia, known for his fiery rhetoric, quickly issued a series of direct threats against Jamaica and Belize, warning them against their involvement in the mission. These threats were not just empty words. Sharizia has a history of backing up his declarations with violence, and his control over a vast network of gangs makes him a formidable opponent. For the peacekeeping forces, These threats pose a serious challenge. Sharice's influence stretches far beyond Port-au-Prince, and his ability to mobilize gang members means that foreign troops could be targeted in reprisal attacks. The Jamaican and Belizean soldiers and police officers on the ground are now operating under the constant threat of violence as the gangs work to protect the territory and power. These threats also put political pressure on Jamaica and Belize, as the involvement in the mission now risks drawing them deeper into a complex and dangerous conflict. Despite these threats, Jamaica and Belize have reaffirmed their commitment to the peacekeeping mission, stating that they are willing to take necessary steps to restore peace in Haiti. Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica has emphasized the need for a coordinated effort to tackle the gang problem, while the Belize has reiterated its support for regional security and stability.
And as you can hear, this reporter is reporting that Mr. Barbecue has sent threat to Mr. Andrew Holness and also to the other nation them that have sent soldiers down there. Now this man is saying that Mr. Barbecue is well connected across the globe. So you hear Mr. Andrew Holness a ball out say he might get attack him yard. Now as I said, we don't know, you know, cause everything with Mr. Government badness and your oldness is secretive. The police them not talk. Nobody no know. That means we no know what's going on. But you saying that the upper claps, you hear Mr. Andrew Holness run come out and them say, oh, he want to send people go do this and they want to send people go do that. But yet still, everything is all hush. We don't know where this man in and he want draw out with, you know what I mean, for defend him. And this man no respect us. Now, check out this report.
But when I got here about 7 o'clock tonight, I saw no less than 6 police vehicles, some of them from Specialized Operation, one from PSTEB, and, persons in the area have been saying to me that it's unusual that to see so many police officers driving around and stationed very near to the Prime Minister's residence. I inquired, but the police officers are very tight-lipped. However, I spoke with a senior officer, and he told me that it was as a result of a bomb threat. That I can't confirm, but the police officers are still here. The numbers have reduced, but there's one still stationed very near to his premises. And I saw, probably about 5 minutes ago, I saw several police vehicles, again from Specialized Operation, driving around the area. One police told me earlier on that it's just normal operation, normal procedure. This doesn't look normal to me in any way at all. So I'm here and, I'll be monitoring as much as I can to give you the latest update.
Now, here we have the Prime Minister's spokesperson, Dana Dixon, post this person explaining the law and saying that the investigation in the Prime Minister's statutory declaration is over because this is the law. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, how can there is a law in Jamaica that doesn't hold politician or the Prime Minister accountable? And the reason for that is because it's Andrew Holness and they met these laws.
The investigation of the Integrity Commission into his statutory declaration is now complete. Why? Why do I say so?
And the laws that we have put in place. And the laws that we have put in place.
And the funny thing is, because you them know so they make the law and no one can hold them accountable, this is the reason why them do these things. No want to know if you hear what this lady I say, and she explain the law, and anytime it look, it all the labor right, them minister and whoever and make these laws to suit themselves, not the people of Jamaica. No, the people of Jamaica wise up and them a stand up as with them say, and you only have to go. So listen to what this lady I say is the law, because we know say that the law they have to change. Andrew Holness are gonna be the reason for the law need instant reform. Him a talk about the integrity need reform. The laws surrounding the politician of Jamaica need instant reform. Hear this, people. Hear this.
The Integrity Commission is a creature of statute. The Integrity Commission Act sets out how they must do their work, governs how they conduct themselves. And the Director of Investigation is subject to the Integrity Commission Act. When he completes an investigation, the Act sets out only two things that he's allowed to do if he finds something wrong. The first is that if he finds there's a breach of a code of conduct, he has to deliver his report to the Speaker and President of the Senate for their action under the particular code of conduct. If he finds a more serious breach, an act of corruption, then his only option is to deliver the report to the Director of Corruption Prosecution for her to rule as to whether or not the parliamentarian must be prosecuted. There is no role for any further action. The report into the Prime Minister's statutory declaration has been tabled in the Parliament. The investigation into the Prime Minister's statutory declarations is therefore now complete.
Now, with all respect, I don't know who this lady is, but however, what you just said about the Prime Minister corrupt statutory declaration still is now tabled in Parliament is an insult to every single Jamaican, because I can't understand how 49 stupid individual can make a law for overrule over 3 million people. And if you don't feel like I'm taking the piss with these MPs, listen to this, hear it for yourself.
And they're smart. You understand me? Them they are Parliament with 14 and we are 49. I come like a them are 49. You understand me? Right? And we have to make sure that it not continue.
The 14 PNP parliamentarian is smarter than all of the 49 parliamentarian who sits in Parliament right now and making this unlawful law for suit themselves. No impeachment for no politician. This is so insulting. Me no know to me. Me no know how you feel, you know. But me feel so insulted. Because ain't no way we as a nation can have any respect for Andrew Holness after the way how the man lie. The man is so lie in believe his own lie. And this is the leader who want me to have respect for, our Jamaican people for look up to. If the leader can lie, won't expect from the people. Papa Jesus, so now listen to this here people, cause you know.
The report into the Prime Minister's statutory declaration has been tabled in the Parliament. The investigation into the Prime Minister's statutory declarations is therefore now complete.
Now the people of Spanish Town are out. And as we know, the numbers only gonna get bigger. Where you gonna see people out in them colors, in green and orange, marching, demanding your resignation, because we are people first before color. And we as Jamaicans, we need to set a new president in Jamaica, where any politician, whether you want to be green or orange, do what you do to the Jamaican people them. We want to see consequences that will deter any other politician, whether GLP or PNP, that ever think to do what you do to us as a nation. When time they remember what happened to you, them now go try that. So if people worried about Mark Golding and the Fins Act, I have this to say. The Fins Act was the 19th centuries. Now we are in the 20th century, where we have a thing called the internet that changed the world. Now any other politicians or whoever feel like them can go on with them corruption and it a go hide. No, those days are done. So you don't have to worry about Mark Golding, cause what going to happen to Andrew Holness for his action to Jamaican people when Mark Golding and Dayton Campbell and whoever get into government, them are gonna always remember that, cause we the people are the government and we have to show them that we appoint them to do our business, and if you violate us, we are hold you accountable, because you is not above the law. And me know say the law works. The law works in Jamaica, and we are going to make it work and show every politician, every thief and corrupt politician that we the Jamaican people, we are the government of Jamaica, where we go no our money for spend. If we don't take it and spend for ourselves, we the people are come together, cause we don't represent no color. We represent we as people first and then color after. You understand? And we as a people have come a far way, Mr. Andrew Holness, and we will not allow you to bring us back to the 80s, where we as a people fight each other and destroy each other home, destroy each other life, disappear each other family for politician. We can see the corruption coming from the politician, and we have wised up, and we know say unity are the strength, and we are going to unite and get rid of Uno, because we not going to allow you are the few corrupt JLP members who will say them a go this and them a go that for you. They must remember that this thing go both ways. And you say all of Uno who will get the little handout from the government and all of the little house them want to get and everything. Once Uno start the war, Uno go disappear left that. Uno family a go disappear and everything. And you know what? Mr. Andrew Holness and his minions them will still be there with them one bag of money, and the wickedness to Jamaican people will still continue to you and to your generation. So if you not decide that it's time you get up and stand up against corruption, now look at the screen. My love say that people are live in unity. Who want in a green, who want in a orange, If you want put on orange and you want put on green, we still what? A person. Did you know the government of Jamaica doesn't like to see we as a people like this? So them give with this politics, this green and this orange, to segregate us and make we hate each other. No, it's time we wise up and know say this love we see right here, so and this unity, what the government is afraid of. It's time with pouring it, put this attention, put this unity energy to the government, and me guarantee you say you in a green, me in a orange, she in a white, she in a brown, she in a black, she in a yellow, cause there's many color. You understand? Say all away will be okay if we come together and send this message to any government that ruling us as a nation. It's time we do it, people. We are set a president in Jamaica where any government, whether Andrew Holness or Mark Golding in power, it doesn't matter. The only thing I gonna matter after we done is that them their government there were in power are gonna respect us as a nation and as a people that full of love for each other, and them can't go around with. And if we say, Mr. Holness, as a nation, that you has violated us, you and your government badness, you know, because I'm going to show you this. Listen to this, because as you hear now, the Integrity Commissioner said that because of all the complication within the Prime Minister's statutory declaration, and they want to get this matter finalized, and they can't because of Andrew Holness' lack of giving information. And all of these things what I'm saying to you, I'm gonna just present the video to you so you can hear for yourself. They have to now send off the report to the FID for clarity.
Just having a different set of eyes weighing in on the matter would give Jamaicans some amount of comfort and some amount of confidence, particularly for those who are claiming that the Commission is having a credibility issue. There are two things the FID could do. It could come back to the country and validate the concerns that the IC has based on the evidence that has been shared with them and that they have checked on themselves. Or they could come back and advise the country that the report from the IC is as frivolous as the Prime Minister asserts. Either way, it would be good to have this second opinion, corroborating and validating the Integrity Commission's report or dismissing it. At the end of the day, they have greater powers, greater investigative access, and will be able to go further than the Integrity Commission has to finally put a conclusion and a closure to a matter that not only the Prime Minister but the people of Jamaica are longing to finalize.
Now, Andrew Holness and him government badness team want to override everything and just table this corruption into Parliament with no consideration for us as a nation. And ain't you consider say Andrew Holness and a bad man because me say Juliet beat him, a police him for calling and see him a train for Juliet. A Juliet him a train for you know. Well, I miss who she to do though, cause one who died I do not die all body though. But me tell you though, the man they have links. And you hear what him say because it kinda strange, ain't it? But first, hear what this gentleman have to say about the whole situation pertaining to Andrew Holness lying about everything.
The report is that from May 2023, he was written to formally by the Integrity Commission to indicate that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment. Further, from the chronology of events, he has been in touch, his lawyers have been in touch with the Integrity Commission in relation to the said investigation. So when he says to the public he has asked far and wide and he doesn't know, he misled the public.
I have asked as far and as wide. I have gotten a response from everyone. But as far as I have been told, no.
So the question I have, what can I believe the Prime Minister on tomorrow, the next day or next week? I can't take his word as Prime Minister. That's the first reason. The second reason, the Integrity Commission has said they have gone as far as they can, but they can't draw a conclusion in relation to illicit enrichment. Why? Because some of the information they need the Prime Minister did not provide. They have then said they're going to refer to the Financial Investigations Division, which deals with the investigation of financial crimes. So they obviously believe that based on all the information, they used an international forensic accountant to assist them. They believe it rises to that level because the FID only deals with financial crimes. Now, you've gone 3 years without certification. After an investigation where you have not provided the information for the Integrity Commission to conclude.
Trying to understand if the JLP's position and Mr. Holness's position is that he did not know he was under illicit enrichment. That's just a yes or a no.
Well, I don't know that the Prime Minister would have been told explicitly by the Commission that, hey, you're under a probe for illicit enrichment. Is it that you don't know the answer or you're not going to? So I don't know that, but what I do know and recall, based on what was in the public domain,
I don't need to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm asking,
is that the Integrity Commission had not certified this statutory declaration.
Have an answer or you don't wish to give an answer? Because it's one of the two.
The Integrity Commission.
Repeating that is not going to get us any further.
Yeah, but
the answer.
step back a moment. The Prime Minister,
Mr.
well, I do not
Mr.
know
Morgan,
whether the
said
Prime
that
Minister
10
would have been
times.
written to and told specifically that he's under in the report
which was tabled
yesterday.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
It's in the chronology.
Investigation.
May 2023, he was written to. Because there's all kind of letters that would have come back and forth. If the JLP is now challenging the veracity of what the Integrity Commission has written, then you must say so. But it is in the report.
Mr. Holness is one of the illicit 6, now the illicit 8, and he has known this for well over a year. Yet Mr. Holness misled the country by withholding the truth about this investigation in statements that he made both in and outside Parliament over this period, even telling Jamaica that he had asked far and wide, and none of his MPs were under investigation for illicit enrichment. This extended withholding of the truth, this fundamentally dishonest deception of the people of Jamaica obliterates any trust and confidence in the Prime Minister. Jamaica has a Prime Minister who remains under investigation for the serious corruption offence of illicit enrichment and whose annual statutory declarations for 2021 onwards still cannot be certified by the country's Integrity Commission as required by law. This is a serious blot on the country's image, both locally and internationally. It is untenable for our Prime Minister not to be in good standing with the country's Integrity Commission. We cannot go on like this. The Prime Minister must step aside now or call fresh elections so that the people have the chance to elect a new government that can take our country out of this.
Now, Mr. Holness say he's gonna sue.
Javon, now in the meantime, the Jamaica Labour Party is taking legal action against members of the People's National Party following utterances made about the Prime Minister and what he knew about the illicit enrichment probe. We have the details in this report.
I am a lawyer. We know them things they go. So they bring on what you want to bring on. They can talk up the things that we in that report.
A statement from the Prime Minister's camp described the utterances made during a press conference earlier today as defamatory and false. Member of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communication Task Force, Senator Abka Fitz-Henley, confirmed the instructions issued to the Prime Minister's legal team.
The fact of the matter is the Prime Minister spoke the truth when he indicated to the media on August 17 last year that he was not aware of any member of the Jamaica Labour Party being written to by the Integrity Commission that they're under investigation for illicit enrichment.
Andrew Holness says so far he's not aware of any member of his Jamaica Labour Party administration being investigated for alleged illicit enrichment by the Integrity Commission.
I have asked as far and as wide. I have gotten that response from everyone. But as far as I have been told, no.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change.
I can say this to you as well. The Prime Minister and party leader takes his reputation very seriously and will not allow members of the PNP to attempt to use false and malicious statements to malign his character in their desperate bid for political power.
In a letter from Henlin Gibson Henlin, the law firm representing Mr. Holness, the attorneys state that none of the correspondence from the Integrity Commission to the Prime Minister and the firm reference the words illicit enrichment. It further notes that it is only on August 18, 2023 that it was communicated to us that the interview or investigation was being done under Section 14, Part 5 of the Corruption Prevention Act. It also states that at the time when Mr. Holness addressed the matter on August 17, 2023, the Integrity Commission had not communicated that the Prime Minister was being investigated for illicit enrichment. According to the letter, the statements or suggestions in the public domain that the basis of the investigation came to the attention of Mr. Holness since April 2023 are not accurate.
Take notice that the Commission, from the proceeds of its investigation so far, has determined that you own assets disproportionate to your lawful earnings, insofar as have been declared by you. Consequent on the foregoing, you are invited to attend on the Integrity Commission at first floor PIOJ Building, 16 Oxford Road, on Thursday, the 31st day of August 2023 at 10 a.m. to be interviewed for the purpose of providing an explanation to the Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, and or his designate for the purpose of answering questions concerning the investigation. So this is clear. This is now beyond doubt that he knew from August 18, 2023. That's where we got to leave it, Agent.
All my viewers and my subscribers, you want to look like a Cliff Hughes. Nah, go down with the sinking ship. Yes, Cliff Hughes, I say Andrew is guilty. It's clear as day. As crystal water clear. This man is guilty. Poor Jesus, Andrew Holness. You is a real embarrassment to Jamaica people, brother. Brother, you always say you have pride. Please just step down, man. Because if you don't step down, I swear to you, you're going to end up losing more. Because you see a man will lie and believe him lie. Remember me tell you, he's a notorious liar. And it's actually a sickness. So I suggest you go see the doctor, brother. Now I want to take a listen to this statement that was issued by the Prime Minister November the 8th, 2023. Because as you heard, his big shot lawyer has said.
As it relates to my integrity declarations, I too am concerned that they have not yet certified them. They have written to me asking various questions. I have provided answers, and they have written to me again, and I'm in the process of providing those answers. You will, however, appreciate that it does take some time, and particularly for me, to get 2 or 3 days to go through matters and provide answers.
Oh my viewers, I tell you right now, I'm very emotional love to see how Mr. Andrew is a day with the ticket up. People that listen to Andrew is want church of God. Me say my eye full of eye water in the storm. Me say me hurt, I tell me listen to this here. Come to say me hurt, Church of God.
I simply have to be very frugal with my time. And I suspect the same for the Integrity Commission that have to go through several thousands of declarations. But I would expect that they would give some priority to my declarations. I do hope to be able to respond to them before the end of this week. So I'm hopeful that they would do their work and provide the nation with the necessary certification. To be clear, I have tried not to comment on the issue because I find myself in an invidious position in that I have to protect and defend most times the institutions of the country. So my silence should not be interpreted as not wanting to address it, but I do have another role, and that role is to protect and to defend the institutions, the laws that we have put in place, and the laws that we have put in place, and the laws that we have put in place. So I'm hopeful that in short order this matter will be resolved. By the way, you should also know that it is quite routine that the Integrity Commission will write to persons over and over again. And there would be several persons whose statutory declarations are not certified because they are in this continuous process of asking questions and trying to make determinations. My situation obviously would be public, and therefore it would cause some concern. My situation obviously would be public, and therefore it would cause some concern. My situation obviously would be public, and therefore it would cause some concerns. And so I accept and acknowledge that. But it would not have been the first time.
Now my viewers, you know say lie easier for you forget more than the truth. When you tell the truth, you always remember. But when you tell lie, you so easily forget. Now this is so embarrassing. This is so hurtful. This hurt me so bad. For see a man pan with, yo, listen man, this a hurt me bad. And if we as a nation allow one man to do this to us as a nation, this to show say we is a losing nation, and we is a weak, and we will never be better.
In the meantime, the Jamaica Labour Party has raised concerns about the appearance of members of the PNP having unique access to information from the Integrity Commission. The JLP is also calling for the PNP to address news that at least 5 of its members are under investigation for illicit enrichment.
I have asked each of my parliamentarians personally, directly, in writing, whether they are aware of being under investigation for illicit enrichment.
Now Mark Golin did refer an answer to this question. However, he's not the IC. He can only ask his parliamentarian. Now, if the JLP or if Andrew Holness wants to know, they need to go ask the IC. They are the one who is doing the investigation. Now, I want you to listen to Mark Golin response to the question from the JLP, and I got play again Andrew Holness response, because Andrew Holness love follow and it get him in that trouble, because you hear about Golin has said that him feel like say him can say that anytime him know say is under investigation. And not only him, because remember we still haven't know who the other 7 parliamentarian yet. So this saga just get started, so I hope you stay tuned to the channel and not call me a grief on it raw, cause sound you know exclusive for work, you know. Me nah powder coat up nothing. Me a go with it too, no raw dog like dog paw.
I have asked each of my parliamentarians personally, directly, in writing, whether they are aware of being under investigation for illicit enrichment. And to a man and woman, they have told me no. And I have to accept them at their word. I mean, and let's see, but I believe that they're telling me the truth. I would implore anybody who knows that they're under investigation for illicit enrichment to withdraw from any processes of government, withdraw from any parliamentary committees. I'm not saying they need to resign because they were elected and they will face the electorate soon. But their participation in governance must come to an end until those matters are cleared up.
I think that Mr. Holness will lose it like Joe Biden, you know. But Mr. Joe Biden did have the decency to step down for the best interest of his country.
Mr. Andrew Holness, our Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness. It is so very sad what is happening to our Prime Minister.
On Jax Miller. So today we're going to be spending most of the program getting reactions to the Integrity Commission report in relation to the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. But first, our colleague Kirk Wright is at the Prime Minister's residence, or near the Prime Minister's residence, where police have been deployed. And Kirk, what can you tell us?
Thank you very much, Dion. Well, I was near his residence probably about 7 minutes ago, and someone from his security detail came and instructed me to, that I couldn't say that I couldn't stay there. So I'm driving around, I'm still in the area. But when I got here about 7 o'clock tonight, I saw no less than 6 police vehicles, some of them from specialized operation, one from PSTEB, and persons in the area have been saying to me that it's unusual that to see so many police officers driving around and stationed very near to the Prime Minister's residence. I inquired, but the police officers are very tight-lipped. However, I spoke with a senior officer, and he told me that it was as a result of a bomb threat. That I can't confirm, but the police officers are still here. The numbers have reduced, but there's one still stationed very near to his premises. And I saw, probably about 5 minutes ago, I saw several police vehicles, again from specialized operation, driving around the area. One police told me earlier on that it's just normal operation, normal procedure. This doesn't look normal to me in any way at all. So I'm here and, I'll be monitoring as much as I can to give you the latest update.
The police descended on the Prime Minister's house one night, saying that the Prime Minister was under threat. And up to now, we can't know what this threat was. Is it a top secret? This threat that Andrew Holness came under, him and his household, he and his household were under threat according to the police, and they repelled the threat. What is this threat? We're talking about the Prime Minister of the country. The public don't have a right to know what the threat was. In police, JCF, and all who concerned in any self-respecting country, the Prime Minister or the President could command a threat, and all the police come out and say it was a threat. But Uno know 119? Uno know 119 have sources all over the place. 119, I know how easy boy you see me in this country, Uno think 119 a quashi in this country? Let me tell you what the grapevine is whispering to me. Based on what the grapevine has been telling 119 in his ears, I have to ask these pertinent questions. Was it a domestic dispute at the Prime Minister's residence? Was there a big fight going on at the residence of the Prime Minister? Did a helper attempt to intervene and break up the fight and couldn't break up the fight and so had to call the police?
Now, here we have Dark Pa father-in-law, and if you don't know who Dark Pa is one of the clansmen then who was with the Senator of the House of Parliament daughter, also have a child with his daughter. Him also was freed by Paula Llewellyn, and unfortunately shortly after his release he ended up meeting his maker. And if you don't want to know more about Dark Pa, just put in Dark Pa into Google and you shall know, cause everything is there on the internet, However, Dark Pa father-in-law make a show no corruption, make a show no government badness, whereas because of the position they hold, they think they can bad up the Jamaican people them because them feel like them in power, them is above the law. Now, we give them these powers, and if them abuse it, my people in terms of my people, that means both GLP and PNP, when them violate our rights and feel like them can just do as them like, we need to show them that we are going to hold them accountable. Now, here we him officer about the FID doing the investigation on the Prime Minister's report, which the Integrity Commissioner says the FID need to review but he have a objection with it. Hear him argument, but me I go show you say the FID of Jamaica is honorable and them override fame government badness. So me I show you say fame government badness is only for a time. And people like them we have to get them out of the position with them there because they are no good for the development of our country and for the development of our youth and the development of our nation.
One of the documents that accompanied the report submitted by the Integrity Commission concerning the statutory declarations of the Prime Minister, and which was tabled in the House of Parliament yesterday afternoon, is a letter from the Commission which refers to a section or paragraph 623 of the report, which states that the Director of Investigations was referring the report to the FID for, quote, the necessary investigations to be conducted, end of quote. And I'm satisfied that the Integrity Commission has no such authority to refer any matter to any agency or competent authority to initiate an investigation. The Integrity Commission is urging the Parliament of Jamaica to support the referral of the Director of Investigations, to support that report being submitted to the FID for further investigation. I'm satisfied in my mind that the Parliament has no such authority. There is nothing in the Constitution, in the laws, and certainly not in the standing orders of the Parliament that would authorize the Parliament to refer or support the referral of any member to any agency for investigation. Indeed, if that power were to exist, it would be absurd because it would allow any majority in Parliament, for whatever reason, to refer any member to the police or any competent authority for investigation. The Parliament simply does not have that power, and for very good reason.
So, you hear what he must say. Let me explain to you. He must say the Integrity Commissioner doesn't have the power to refer to the FID to do any investigation upon Andrew Holness. The only person who hold that power are Parliament, and he is pleased that Parliament doesn't owe such power to have Andrew Holness investigated. But as I said, my people, Jamaica a wake up and Jamaica a get stronger and a fight back, and them show this man that the FID is an institution that means Jamaica well and have integrity and agrees to look at Andrew Holness statutory declaration.
First this evening, the Financial Investigation Division FID says it will undertake a comprehensive analysis on the Integrity Commission's report. This 2 days after the tabling of the report in Parliament. The Integrity Commission recommended that FID as well as the Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ probe aspects of the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. The FID says it received communication from the Integrity Commission today, and it says its analysis will determine if any specific area may be probed in keeping with its mandate. Now, to put into perspective for us all that's happening, we have our legal analyst Dion Jackson Miller here to frame things a little better for us. So Dion, I want you to start off by explaining to us what is illicit enrichment. We hear that term quite a bit in this discussion, but what does that all mean?
Well, let me start with using the definition that's in the Corruption Prevention Act, and then I'll break it down for you, and we could bring up the first slide. So what Section 14.5 of the Corruption Prevention Act says is where a public servant owns assets which are disproportionate to his or her lawful earnings, and upon being requested by the Commission or any other person who is authorized to investigate an allegation of corruption, if you're asked to provide an explanation as to how you came by those assets, and you fail to do so, or you give an explanation which is not satisfactory, then you can be liable for prosecution. And let me just explain that. So say you're a public servant, you're earning $1.5 million a year, and the commissioner see you driving some top-end luxury vehicle, they're going to say, hold on, how you get the money to buy that? You need to have an explanation. Now, you might say, well, I have a fairy godmother who owns a hotel on the North Coast. She gifted it to me for my 25th birthday, and here are the papers. That might be regarded as a satisfactory explanation. If you don't have an explanation, or if they think that makes sense, then you could be liable for prosecution. And just to say that this legislation, this type of legislation in some countries is called unexplained wealth legislation. The idea behind it is that in many cases, if public servants are, for instance, taking bribes, it's hard to catch them.
So this would be a way to track what's coming into their coffers and figure out where it's coming
what
from.
They look at is the end result. What do you have? You have a big house in a cherry gardens, but your salary doesn't seem to support that. And what it then does now is make it easier for the prosecutors, because to a certain extent now the burden is now on you. Instead of the prosecution having to prove that you got that house illegally, you have to prove that you got it legally.
Right. So with that in mind, let's zoom into what's happening here. What was the issue with Mr. Holness's declaration?
So what we were told in the Corruption Prevention Act was that the commissioners referred the statutory declaration of the Prime Minister to the Director of Investigations. What we're told is that after an examination of the declaration by the Director of Information and Complaints, the matter was referred to the Director of Investigations to find out, and let me bring that up because I like to use the words in the report, if Mr. Holness owned assets that were disproportionate to his lawful earnings, and so if so, whether this could be sufficiently explained, which is what we were talking about. We're looking at what you have. Can it be explained based on your income?
Right. So with that then, could you outline a little bit more about what they found as it relates to, that declaration?
Well, the report is 171 pages.
And we're still coming through, lots to go through.
And I don't keep saying that, but it's just to emphasize for our viewers how complex the situation is. We can tell you, though, that the director said in the report, and we have that on the slide as well, that he found no unexplained growth in Mr. Holness and the company, that is his holding company's net worth for the year 2021. But for 2022, he did find unexplained growth in net worth of about $1.9 million, which raises the question for them as to how do you explain that. The issue as well, though, is that he said he was unable to come to a conclusion as to whether there was illicit enrichment, because he said he didn't have access to Mr. Holness's personal expenses, and this is why the matter was referred to the FID, Financial Investigations Division.
Right, and that's lots more development still there to go, because now the question is, there's some questions being raised about why the FID didn't get involved before the conclusion of the report and all of those things.
Well, I can tell you, I actually asked that question of the Integrity Commission. What I was told is that they did in fact bring in the FID at a very early stage, but then it was decided to wait until they had completed their investigation to send the report on to them.
Which brings us to this point.
And where we were and your lead story.